Pretty wild, eh, friends? Yeah. This is big for power saws.
That key term that everybody needs to know is viscosity index.
Friends, wow, I'm actually impressed at this whole thing. We are now at the final leg of our journey, DGP, and we are about to see some fascinating things. And you guys kind of chuckled at me when I talked to you about this 3 years ago. Not all of us, but I know you did, because you weren't used to me talking about any products on this channel. Well, you're about to see some amazing things. We're going to go in. He's got the team set up to show us some, just some dynamic stuff, dynamic green products. I'm excited. Here's the building. Let's roll. Let's check it out.
Hey guys, it's my honor to have you here at our manufacturing site, our test site, and I want you to see what it is we do. How are the products made? Give you a little scope and scale, and see what DGP is all about. We're gonna run through some tests. We're gonna do some head-to-head comparisons.
You've been talking about this.
Yeah, it's not the end-all be-all, but this will just give you a little sampling of what we do, how it stands up, and then how you can correlate it into product performance.
I love it. Let's do this.
Yep. Let's go.
Yeah.
I know.
Hello.
Oh, there we go. Industrial now.
Yeah, so this is 6,000 gallons here.
Wow. Gear oil, you can smell it. Yeah.
Yeah, you can smell it, yeah.
What is that smell in gear oil? Like, gear oil has a smell. You may know this. Answer.
It's the
Sulfur.
component, yes.
Interesting.
Sulfur is the extreme pressure component that prevents seizure between your gears or whatever components that are coming in contact.
So yeah, I'll turn this on for you guys real quick.
Groovy.
Yeah.
Depends on the way temperature or whatever that they're following.
So just a shaft and an agitator on the top.
Yeah, the blades are, about 7 foot, probably 10 inches thick steel, not thick.
So
but
basically a
thick
bar.
steel. Yes.
Yeah, just
yes.
a bar, moving a lot of
Yeah,
liquid.
2 of them. One about 4 feet off the bottom, and then the other one is maybe only 8 inches or 10 inches.
Interesting.
Yeah.
We'll show you an empty tank so you
Yeah.
can see it.
Yeah.
You know, we just talked about that coming in here, like the process, like, you go to the store and you buy a set of, a bit of gear oil, it's in a can and with labels and looks pretty and it costs you $15.96. But what a process,
What goes into that?
It's really amazing. I found it interesting, Scott, when you first reached out to me about like bar oil. Let's just talk about bar oil. It's not really a tested thing, but it is here.
Oh, it absolutely is.
Which is
there's a lot of
like,
testing.
because you go,
Traps will tell you how complicated
Yeah.
our oil is.
that is really
It's not
interesting to
just,
me.
yeah, there was a lot of testing involved in this bar oil. Yeah.
It shows that bar oil, I was extremely skeptical.
Yeah, I'm
Just
excited.
because of what it was.
to come-
When we fall timber on watersheds, on mountains, in small towns below, it's mandatory that we run an organic product because of the watersheds and that. And way back in, say 15 years ago, this one product we used, I forget the name of it, we all know it, but it was really bad. It just didn't, it was like water. And but it was mandatory for us to use it. So when I was reached out to by Scott, I was like, I don't know if I want to try this, like we've been here, but I always say it, you got me. Scotty got me. So anyways, I ran it for a while and I was super, super impressed and happy at the same time because I'm in my saws a lot.
It took 3 years of refinement.
So, well, yeah, and again, like, for me to talk about where, Scott, like,
Wait till you see some of these tests.
yeah, you can't talk about that in 2 or 3 months. Like, depending on usage, don't get me wrong, but I mean, it took a while before I could say that, hey, I'm not grinding bars as much.
Yeah.
Lukey and I, we just talked about that.
The long-term benefit.
Yeah, like, because
took a while to see that
it
long-term
did.
benefit.
Just like the cold thing, people would ask me on my channel, well, what's it like in the cold? And I'm like, well, it's April, so I'll talk to you in January or February.
Yeah,
and
right.
that's what we did. And it has really impressed me. I gotta be honest. It has. So I'm able to speak to all the areas now. Quite an operation, eh?
No kidding.
Oh, this is
gonna
what
be
I
very
wanted to see.
similar to. This is
Okay.
actually one tank that
Basically propellers.
Yeah, and this is a lot smaller than our 6,000 gallon tank. The size of the
That is super
propellers,
cool.
but-
Come in and have a look. Thanks for showing us that.
Yeah.
How long you been traipsing around this building?
34 years.
Have you really?
Yes. These tanks were delivered and then the building built around it.
You're kidding.
And the tanks in the other room were actually manufactured inside the building.
And you were here for that.
This was right before I came.
Interesting.
So, about 35 years ago.
Which one is? So every time tankers come in with soybean oil, because it's a food grade certified soybean oil, the soybean oil itself has to go through a process.
Yeah.
And then so typically it's pumped right into the blend tank, and then the leftovers pumped into the holding tank. So you have a special holding tank, nothing else touches it, and that's again keeping to quality control and making sure that base oil is pristine.
Oh yeah. These are super workhorses. Wow. Look at all the gallons this is pumped. So what do we figure? 18 million gallons that this pump just pumped. And then, yeah, that's right. But this is just one of them. They have heat compensators on them. So if a product is coming in hot, it gets compensated to 60 degrees. That way you get the same amount of product coming in as you got it going out. So the heat compensators are massive. And slowly coming into the new age of having electronics, which is a little bit of a change because you have to have the air tanks to control the valves opening and closing. These are just basic gate valves that work great, but the insides of these are literally Rolexes. I mean, you'd be amazed at all of the bands that are inside there. It's amazing. This is a little printer that's on top. You know, makes a nice meter ticket, so I can guarantee you I got 6,000 gallons for Scott when it comes in.
Would that be from the 70s, or is that?
Oh, David, it's
Like
probably
honestly,
not.
I'm interested in stuff like this because that is a stout machine.
Yeah, this is probably working that old. I mean, this is
the
number
pump itself
one.
isn't that old. The type of pump is.
Yeah,
But this
is
setup.
number
Oh,
one.
yeah. And then the other thing about that we talked about ISO 9001 a while
Yes.
ago.
Calibrated.
These pumps are calibrated periodically. We have a outside firm come in and they run product through and make sure that
Just
they're
like your gas
pumping
tanks at the
accurately.
gas station. Yeah.
26,000 gallons, right?
Just boom, right there.
Yes. Yeah, these are 30,000 capacity ones. Right there. It says my weight.
You gotta be kidding me.
We actually
Back
own
up to the
8
tracks.
We actually own 8 rail cars.
That's right. Rolling storage, David. Yeah, I love that.
That is
Yeah, it's
killer.
rolling storage.
So how do they, is this connected to the?
Yeah,
There's something
Very
about
cool.
the tracks
Yeah.
in any application.
open rails.
Right, yeah. Box car Willie. This looks
Yes.
newer than that.
It's not near as expensive. Yeah, that's right. Those are massive expensive. These are not, but they're replaceable, like kind of like today's world, you know. But you see, 18 million gallons on one pump.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah,
But that speaks to our world.
Absolutely.
Like you just said.
Yes.
The old Ford's still running.
It's still running. That's right.
Very neat.
It's been hours.
I bet you could. This is probably your favorite part, eh?
Wow.
Interesting. Interesting. Very interesting. This is the smart people place? Yes.
Bridget is our technical director. Billy.
Hi.
Hello, pleasure to
Nice
meet
to
you.
meet you.
So this is the heat, the cooking thing.
All this is doing is showing you smoke point, meaning
Yes,
like
smoke
how
point.
much heat can the oil take before it starts smoking. And this is a very basic test.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people ask on the bar, well, can it take the heat? Where do the petroleum start smoking and where does DGP start smoking?
Very interesting. And this is the finished product. DGP's finished
Yeah, this
product
is-
and another product. Finished.
Yeah, this is a very famous
Okay.
petroleum product that may or may not be in an orange bottle.
Gotcha.
Right?
Right.
On the left, we got petroleum and DGP on the right.
Let's crank it up.
So just so viewers know, because we want to make sure nobody pokes holes in this.
Yeah.
This heats the entire coil. So this is not left side or right side. This is the entire platform.
Okay.
So anybody says, well, wait a second, that light's not on. That's not being heated.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
It's a
So
different
what is
heating
that?
function.
I'm gonna pull you out here a bit
Yeah.
now. What is that another knob there?
It's the stir for
It's a
stir
stir.
bar.
So it's
yeah,
a
so
stir
if we have
knob.
a beaker with a stir bar.
Stir knob, not a power knob.
Correct.
Well,
So there's
thank you.
one heat knob.
Got it.
Okay. We're at 280, 290,
Yeah, we should.
almost 300. So you'll start seeing it here pretty quick. You can see the smoke
there it
coming
is.
off. Oh yeah, there it is there now.
Yeah, once it starts
she's
going,
smoking now.
it's gonna go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, there it
you
goes.
go.
So,
What's roasting?
yep.
And the deej just sits there.
Oh yeah.
So,
But we'll
Very-
crank this. We'll crank this up, and we'll keep cranking it so you can see.
Make sure, just to be fair, test
Yeah.
both sides.
it's
Yeah.
actually interesting, isn't it?
So we're at the 370 to 390 range, and you can see the petroleum is smoking like crazy.
Yes.
So it's already gotten too hot.
Anybody got any potatoes? Yeah, look at that.
But again, you can see there's nothing coming off DGP. So petroleum smoking like crazy, DGP perfectly fine.
This is big for power saws.
So heat is
Heat, friction, yeah, speed, yeah. Which, believe it or not, it's not going to be the same.
500.
Sure, it's
520.
And the D just still just chilling.
Yep, no smoke.
Still hot. On both
540.
sides.
But that's impressive.
Five-
So this is a,
540 degrees, no smoke on DGP.
yeah, that's actually quite impressive.
So we're at almost 600. We are cleared 600 and it's not smoking.
Oh my word.
So let me ask you this: you've done a lot of testing with power saws and
Yeah.
bars, have you not?
Of course.
What are some of the temperatures?
Well, it all depends on what kind of oil you're running.
Yeah.
So the bar temperature,
in general.
yeah, will get anywhere between 170 to 250 degrees, 260
so you're
degrees.
way-
Oh yeah, yeah. And sometimes we've seen hot spots up to 300 degrees.
Yeah.
And so when the oil's failing, it'll go to 300, and then it just, it's a mess. And that's why you see a lot of the paint coming off the bars, the bars warping.
Yeah.
That just the metal is getting way too hot.
Yes, it is.
The oil is not protecting it. And then what happens is the petroleum, as it heats up, it gets thinner. It's kind of self-cannibalizing. So it heats up, it gets thinner. You have less viscosity, less protection. It gets hotter, less protection.
Hotter.
Hotter,
Just
hotter,
keeps
hotter.
going up. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
So
Actually.
we'll do one. Let's do one more. Let's just see, just to make sure.
Oh, wow.
630, still no smoke. 650,
Oh, wow.
660.
So it'd be interesting because that smoke's kind of going to the right a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There you go.
it's
There you
it's going to start smoking, but it just shows you, it's like we've got way more protection.
It's outrageous.
Yeah. So can DGP take the heat?
Yeah.
Bring it on.
You can take it.
Bring it on. Simple test, but just shows you, it's like,
Oh, dude, it's
how much heat can you take?
totally. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Very
Thank
much.
you.
Christian, you ready?
Uh-oh, Christian's turn. He's been waiting all day for this. This man don't play around. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is important to get a look at.
So an example of a failure for this test is this is what it's going to look like. So these balls are friction welded together. So the point of this test is to apply a constant pressure from the bottom to these balls, which will meet a top ball that's in a spindle so that it can spin at a constant rotation, and it'll test the load carrying capacity of that oil.
Okay.
So if your oil is not protecting your metal, in this case the steel ball bearings,
Yes.
you'll have such high friction that they will friction weld together. The metal will
Interesting.
melt.
So the correlation
That
is
is a lot of heat.
Correlation is that kinetic energy going around the tip, the nose of your
Yeah,
saw.
yeah.
You have all that shift of energy, and you get that pressure right here.
Yeah.
Right. So that energy wants to squeeze your bar like this.
Got it.
So it's really important to protect your bars.
Oh.
Keep the chain sharp. Right. That you protect against load.
Yeah.
And a lot of bar oils don't do that. So this
Interesting.
test demonstrates like how much load strength
Yeah.
can you hold before you fail.
You were telling me about this test. This would be
And it's a key component. It's not the end all be all, but it's one thing that's important
Yeah.
as 7 different things in our bar oil.
Yes. Interesting.
It's 1800.
Okay, so it spins at 1800
rocket.
RPM,
Yeah.
right? And then it's putting 126 kg load on it.
Yes.
So as it's spinning, it's pushing
It's trying
down
to burn
on it.
its way through it.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I just don't want to be in his way.
Right?
Yeah.
He looks like he could get pretty mean if he wanted to.
I don't know about that. All right, so you've got your ball bearings here. They're all clean. They're going to go into this cup. This is just a collar that's going to keep them snug whenever this lid goes on. So we are going to pour our steel woodcutter oil in there. I've already shaken this up, so it should be good and homogenized. Just going to fill it up to a certain level, and then I'll switch over. Move out of the way, or
Awesome. Woodcutters. This is just regular. This is petrol, correct? Petrol product or organic?
This is a regular woodcutter.
Okay.
This is the probably #1 commercial bar oil, right?
So you've got your oil in the reservoir. It's
Yep.
completely covering the ball bearings.
Yes.
So that way we'll truly know, is this oil going to be protecting?
Exactly. It's not like a sprinkle on top or something. It's in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got to torque it down to the same torque spec every time, so every test is the same.
This is crazy.
And then I've got this torque arm, fits on there. This is the chuck that holds the top ball, so I just snapped it in there.
Yeah, cool.
So then this chuck is going to fit into this spindle here, and I'm going to tighten it up to make sure it doesn't fall down. So the stage is going to raise up. It's just air pressure.
Just pressure it up. Yeah.
Let me know if I'm ready.
For anyone, especially for a purchaser, but for a user, I mean, it's just added. Knowing you're out there when you're in a big buck, and you might be, it's just good to know when you're leaning on the dogs, right, Justin?
Oh yeah. This test takes 60 seconds in total. It's going to have a run up of the pressure, so it's going to apply the pressure that we've asked it to, and then it will spin for 10 seconds and then stops.
Very interesting.
See how violent that is.
So that's welded now.
Those are friction welded together. It was so violent that that metal heated up so much that it melted and fused them together.
So that top ball was spinning so fast on those 3 bottom balls that now is
Yeah.
what you showed me earlier.
Yeah.
They're now one.
Yeah, I'll take it out and I'll show you exactly. So you can even see as the stage drops, we don't even have to have the stage underneath it to support it anymore because they're,
It's hanging there.
yep. So,
And to be honest, that didn't sound good right from the hop. I'll just be honest, it just didn't.
so you can see that chuck is still on there. I don't have to do anything to support it.
Yeah.
Take the, well, it broke loose on its own, but you can see how much metal it actually took off.
Yeah.
And you can see in the cup how badly those balls are scarred in there.
Oh yeah. Wow. So it just dumped right into it.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Sometimes it breaks off when I try to get the chuck off there, sometimes it
Got it,
doesn't.
yeah.
But they were still friction welded together, as you saw.
Yep.
And you guys as well, if you guys want to hold the cup, look at it, you can see.
So now you're gonna do the same ordeal, same setup with this
Yep, exact same.
DGPG.
Yep.
DGPG.
And that other machine over there does kind of the same thing.
We've actually got a line in there that we fill it up to, so even down to how much oil I'm putting in there is going to be consistent between all the tests. So we can't like load one up with more oil than another one to help it out.
Right.
We have to clean the spindle off as well.
Oh yeah.
Not that I know of.
That's an old one too.
That was your quiet, eh?
Yeah. No violent weld, no smoke, no huge screeching noise, anything like that. And so you can kind of tell that the test went a lot smoother. Not welded together, unlike the other one. The cup is going to come down with the stage. And then I will take the cup off and you can see. I mean, you can't even see the scars on there.
Nowhere at all.
So I have to actually go in with a microscope, and I have to measure them with a microscope that's got a ruler on the inside of the lens. And say how big in millimeters that scar diameter is. Differences.
That's incredible.
Pretty cool, eh?
Pretty nifty.
Yeah. Very, very good test.
So what this is going to be doing is it's going to be measuring how tacky this oil is. And what I mean by that is, you know, if you took the oil between your fingers, how long of a string could you make between your two fingers? And obviously that's important for a bar and chain oil because you want to make sure that your oil stays on your bar and isn't so low viscosity that it's flinging it all over the place. So what this does is I'm going to lower this glass capillary tube down into this oil here.
He said capillary. Reminds me of science class.
We're in it.
So does that have something to do with capillary action?
Yeah, so if we left it alone with water, it would draw it up. But
Draw.
not-
See that?
Can you spell that?
Capillary? I actually can.
Oh, okay.
C-A-P-I-L. Yeah, caterpillar.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is we're going to apply suction through that vacuum pump and it's going to draw that oil up through there. And then we can measure how long the string is by how much oil it draws up through there. Okay. You'll see as I do it. Cool. So you can see, even though the bottom of the tube is not in the oil, it's still drawing
I
up.
see, yeah.
So this is testing quantitatively how long that string length is. And you can actually see in there visually that string.
Yeah. It's literally
Yeah,
product.
without being right in it.
So when you do your finger test,
That's right, you told
it's
me
doing
that.
the same thing, but it's with a vacuum. It's sucking it up. Yeah.
You can still see the string length and it's still drawing it up.
It's looking. You never hit the same number at a time.
Yeah, it started at 100,
But we'll be
right?
3 months after the facility.
Yeah, there's a way to get startups selling more with it. We want our top brands. This partnership has meant a lot for us.
Wow.
Obviously started with bar and chain. Now you've got just a whole host of products
Yeah.
in that line and across many of our brands, including Mac Tools,
Yes.
where users demand highest quality. And we can say not only is it the highest quality, it's also bio. We're
Yeah.
helping U.S. farmers. It's made in the U.S. Literally
I
here
love that.
in Missouri,
I love it.
where it's made, and they're getting the soybeans from U.S. soybean farmers as the base oil. That makes a huge difference, and everything's lined up nicely.
That is really cool to hear. Because he sold me too.
I didn't sell you.
I'm going to make a shirt. We talk about it. Scotty got me.
Scotty got me.
Scotty got me.
He's a good
Everyone will
salesman.
understand because
Yeah.
I don't
Okay.
do sponsored video. I don't do products, and I told him right
Like
off, like on my
63 or
channel, I'm just
something.
not that guy.
Yeah.
And I was
Yeah,
very
that's pretty
hesitant,
good.
but he
No, I
got
think-
me.
Yeah.
He sold me. You can't
you
deny.
like-
Probably a
I'm gonna
product
get you a lot
hadn't
more
given
times.
A million thoughts to. You probably thought a million times about your chains, your bars, the saw itself, the quality of that,
Yeah.
physically the work that's being done.
Yeah.
The bar oil, you may not have thought twice about. Okay, I've used this same product forever. It's worked.
Yeah.
And then when you get into a product that just far and away exceeds expectations, and has all those additional benefits of
That's
being
right.
bio-based, biodegradable.
Farmers was a big one.
Yeah,
So you're
and
helping
in
the
your world,
farmers.
North American farmers, right?
Yep.
That you're supporting that ecosystem, and now your saws are going to last longer, your bars are going to last longer, chains are going to last longer. So let's work on the physical body, doing that effort. That
That's
makes it
amazing.
You had temperature results that were 60 to 80 degrees cooler on the bars. And so where does that heat go?
Yeah,
How does
that's-
that heat make a difference, right?
That's actually a substantial amount, actually.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
is.
We're not talking 1%. We're talking
Yeah.
sometimes 40%,
Yeah.
50%.
And that's,
right?
and that's the other thing is if you're gonna come out with something, you need to be multitudes better, or why do it?
Yep.
Right? If you're
Well-
if you're a fraction of a percent better, okay, maybe there's a reason to stay in business depending on what it is. But
Sure.
when you're that much better,
Yep.
you can tout that from the rooftops. You can prove it. You can see it.
You can
And
stand
somebody
on
with like your level of experience, if like a 1 or 2% difference, you may not notice the difference when
Yeah.
you're bearing into a tree.
Sure.
But that high difference, you're going to be able to feel it.
Yeah.
Users are going to be able to see it.
Yeah.
And it makes a difference.
Yeah, I was very interested in that because I mean DeWalt and all that just hugeness behind your name, And just that helped me a little bit too. Like, well,
No, I think that was the
these-
first sample I sent you.
Yeah,
right,
I was like,
the wall
yeah,
label,
you did not send me
Yeah.
DGP,
No.
so I was like, after 4 or 5 months, remember, it took a while
Yeah,
for me to get
yeah,
behind this
yep,
because
yep.
I needed to actually understand it. And then I'm like, dude, you need to send me some DGP, nothing to the wall, but
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, make
and-
sure it's the same stuff,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So,
Yeah.
but it was just really neat. I thought that was pretty powerful, actually, to be backed by that.
Yeah.
So it says a lot.
I think too, one of the proudest things is having a brand, right, like DeWalt, like Stanley
Yeah.
Black & Decker, that's not putting a check mark in the box.
100%.
You know, because there's so many companies that greenwash, talk about green sustainability. They buy one solar panel, we're green. These guys are going all in.
Yeah.
Like all the DeWalt lubricants, all the DeWalt fluids going forward, right? Is like we've got 10, 15 products, right, that are all bio-based. And they're all the same concept. High performance first. Perform, perform, perform.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now we're starting to insource some of the stuff he has. All of our utility knife blades have a little drop of DGP oil
Oh,
on them for
yeah,
rust inhibitor.
Oh, cool.
But now it's bio-based, right? Our factories, we're using them. We have a huge factory in Connecticut down the street from our world headquarters. And when we started testing it, one of the first things the guy said is it doesn't smell. Right? The volatile organic compounds is the
Interesting.
technical
It
thing.
smells bad.
But it's just like, hey, this doesn't smell as bad. And then from a remediation, or if it gets on your hands, yeah, you can wash it off so much easier, right?
Exactly.
So that made a difference. Now we're starting to incorporate that.
And VOCs are
That
important
is good
because when
news.
you're breathing this stuff in all day,
Yes.
you guys have the not luxury, but you have the benefit of being outside. And
Yep.
typically, when you're in the facility, even if you've got air systems and everything, it's close quarters.
Yeah.
And so when you can reduce VOCs by 95%,
Yeah, that's wild.
that's much better for employees, right?
Yeah.
I don't want to make any health claims, but we could say when you reduce it 95%, you know it's better.
No, it's that all that stuff adds up. Yeah. Cool. Thank you, buddy.
The string test is over if you actually want to see how far it ended up drawing it up into there. I know that he did, but the rest of you guys.
100%. Yeah.
That's the key to show.
So about 37 mils, something like that.
Yeah, I would say so.
Very cool.
So our QC process, we talk about this. We have a range of tack because it's very difficult to hit exact number every time on tack because tack's a very specialized type thing. So we have a range. Typically our range is like 35 to 45.
Got
We
it.
like to be in that optimal range of about 37 to 42.
Yeah.
That's how we measure everybody else's because we've done all the tack testing. Small bars, long bars, big
Yeah.
saws, climbing handheld saws. Like what really is optimal? Because you look at some of these guys that have 4 different bar oils, 3 different bar oils,
Yeah,
and the
yeah.
tack is different. So you have one bottle that has no tack. You'll have another bottle that has way too much tack.
Variation between even their own stuff.
That's
Yeah,
actually
and
interesting.
so
eh?
you think about it. If you've
Talk
got
about
one
these guys' quality
saw,
control, that's how you get that.
Yeah, it's nuts.
if you've got
Every
one
bottle's gonna
saw
be behind
and
it.
4 different bottles of oil, at the very least they should all have about the same amount of tack.
So it's like you found that spot that'll
Yeah.
go everywhere.
So how can you expect to have no tack, lots of tack, and it work the same? Well,
Yeah.
we found out is like, where's that middle ground? And,
Yeah,
and
that's
so
interesting.
that's another thing we've worked really hard on.
I bet that took a while.
It did. We used special cameras. We dyed oil. I mean, we did some basic curtain tests.
Yep.
You know, at 1 foot, 2 foot.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
we did a lot of things to really say like, what happens on a little climbing saw? Tack really doesn't matter. Small bar, it doesn't matter, right? But when you start getting 24 inches, 26 inches past, and you start getting into the 30s and 40s,
Yep.
right?
Oh, yeah.
Bigger gauges, all that stuff. It makes a big difference.
Milling. Think about an Alaskan power sawmill. Good application for that. Awesome.
So we can handle it all.
Yes, you can, sir.
You got you.
Well, look at right there. That says a lot. I keep saying that. That says a lot. Pretty wild, eh, friends? Like, I know I'm just like here, but now that I got a moment, we're moving from building room to room. This is actually wild, what goes into this. And if you folks remember when I brought this bar oil to you, it was interesting. Like, oh, I'm not spending that extra couple dollars on this and that. Well, that's totally up to you. But we're taking the time to actually show you what's going on here. I'm standing with a guy right here with a freaking DeWalt. They like this product so much, they actually took it on. They invested in this freaking product. Like, that's wild to me. That stuff means something to me. I don't know about you, but it does to me. So anyways, I'm getting going here. Glad you're here, friends, with us on this one. This is our last. We're going home, bud. Tomorrow morning.
Yep.
We're going home. I'm at the end of this trip, friends. North Carolina, TCI, and now here. Oh, Hoffman, pardon me, in the middle. What a trip. Wild. We're gonna bring it all to you, and I appreciate you all. Talk to you soon.
I just want to show you this one real important because everybody knows viscosity.
Yes.
And so the number one thing on bar oil, lots of viscosity matters in a lot of products, but you'll see on bar oil, people grab a bottle and they'll go like this. Oh, it's a little thin, it's a little thick. Okay, that's viscosity in the bottle. That doesn't necessarily correlate to any performance on the bar. So here's your viscometer. You run an ASTM-D 2270 test. It's a very standard test. And what this is telling you is, what is my viscosity at 40 C? What is my viscosity at 100 C? So basically you're going from 100 to 212. So what it's measuring is the difference of your viscosity from that temperature range, going from 40 C to 100 C. That key term that everybody needs to know is viscosity index. Viscosity index. Everybody knows viscosity, but your starting viscosity really does not correlate to performance unless you know VI. Now in bar oils, because they're typically running the lowest grade base oil, your VI number is super low. So the lower the number, the worse the product is, meaning it can't handle the heat. It gets razor thin. It loses its viscosity. So a standard bar oil will be in kind of the 40 to 60 range. DGP will be in 200, 220, 230 range. Superior. That means even though we may start out a little bit thinner in the bottle, when we start getting hot, we maintain our viscosity. We maintain our protection. So even at the highest temperatures, let's take 212 degrees, 100 degrees C, we will typically be 2 to 2.5x viscosity than your traditional petroleum bar oil. And that's really important. So everybody knows viscosity, but if you really want to know how viscosity matters in a bar oil, look up viscosity index. You can go onto any calculator on Google, plug in viscosity index calculator. And then you go to a data sheet and say, what is my viscosity at 40 C? What is my viscosity at 100 C? Just plug it into the calculator, click go, and it says your VI is X. The lower the number, the worse it is. Again, traditional bar oils, all the brands that we know, petroleum based, will be very low, like 30, 40, 50, 60. Basically saying, hey, I can't handle the heat when I get hot. I lose my viscosity. DGP will be 200 plus. So when it gets hot, it maintains its viscosity, very important. But again, the most important thing is you can see automated viscometers. This test takes a while to run, but it's a standard ASTM test. So again, when we give you a VI number of 220, you can go to any independent lab, run the test, and you will get within a standard deviation of that 220, 230 number. And also this lab in particular, again, very important, is ISO certified 17025. So every lab that we run, we just don't go to a lab. It must be ISO certified. And that way when we give you an ASTM number, you can correlate it to anybody else. All equipment is calibrated accordingly to ASTM standards, but every lab, depending on whether you buy a Ford or a Chevy, there's a little difference. But again, if you're running it to the standard, you'll get a minor deviation. But you can verify every DGP number. So viscometer is really important. It tells you your starting viscosity, your end viscosity at a high temperature level, but what is that difference? That's viscosity index, super important. Doing this means nothing if you don't know viscosity index, especially on a bar oil or virtually any other lubricant.
So once again, viscosity index.
VI. That's lubrication engineers, you go by VI, but it's viscosity index.
Okay. Thank you, Scott. Appreciate it.
Again, like I told you, is one single test does not mean anything, right? A lot of people see the Timken load test and they go, wow, look at that. That's a great demonstration of a property of a lubricant under a very specified condition. But typically on most lubricants, you have anywhere between 7 and 15 different parameters that you want to test, right? You want to test structurally is, does it fail at high temperature? When does it oxidize? What's the smoke point? What's the pour point? Friction, wear, load, all these things. So what this test does is, this is the Epsilon Pin and V test. And one of the cool things about it is you can actually measure the temperature of the oil and the temperature of the metals. and you can see what it does. So I'll let Bridget come in here and tell you how the setup is, right? And then we'll walk you through the results that you can see compared to a traditional petroleum bar roll, what happens.
So the test is controlled by the RPMs, the pressure pneumatically loaded from the sides. So we load the pen into here like this, and it can spin at any RPM you want to set it to. So it goes up in there like that. You can see this one's already been used, so there's wear track. These holders on each side, there's one on each side with metal bars inside, and the load is applied pneumatically from the sides evenly as the pen spins around. If you guys want to get close enough and look at the scars of these,
Yeah, so these are
it's pretty dramatic.
And then we'll show you the cool thing about on the computer, it shows you like dynamic, right? Is like every second that test is running over a 2.5 hour period is what happens to the temperature, what happens to not only the temperature of the metal, the temperature of the fluid, the coefficient of friction, the torque loss, all of that. So we'll show you some pictures of the graphing so that you can see a fluid that comes out of an orange bottle versus the DGP fluid. What does it happen? What happens to it under stress?
Okay.
The best one is actually going to be taking pictures of the computer, the results.
excellent.
This is 30 minutes right here. So you can see for about 10-15 minutes, it's kind of neck and neck.
Yeah.
But it starts failing over time.
Yeah.
And now you can see the divergence. And so ours basically says, hey, we're holding tight.
Yeah.
We're doing good.
Holding
and then
the
if you
line.
see the petroleum is like, we're getting worse, we're getting worse, we're getting hotter, we're getting hotter.
So this is a 2 hour and 20 minute test.
There you go. So in 220, this one jumped up to about 175, maybe 170, and DGP stayed down below 130.
Yeah. Wow.
I don't want to say it's getting cooler, but it's not getting worse.
No, and that's what I thought.
So it's protecting the metal. So this is from this point, so from 30 minutes to 2.5 hours. So for 2 hours, the temperature did not go up.
That is nuts.
That's incredible.
Right?
That's actually nuts.
That's the key.
Yeah, this is, I switched it over. So this is actually the temperature of these little bars.
Wow.
So that's the specimen temperature.
So again, you can see we're 30 minutes right here. We already started deviating at about 5 minutes, 4 minutes. And so as time goes on, you can see the metal temperature continues to go up and get worse, and DGP metal temperature stays flat and even comes down a little bit.
Yeah,
That's because the additive system is really doing the work and saying, hey,
Yeah.
I'm a great protective coat of armor,
Yeah.
and I can hang there.
Very
Yeah, let's
cool.
show the friction.
So this is recorded in pounds of force. So this is your measurement of
Resistance.
how do you,
basically.
resistance
Yeah.
of your,
So immediately DGP, like they go opposite directions. Right?
Yeah.
Yep, because lower is better. So you have less
I
friction with
see.
DGP than you do
Okay.
with the other one. So the friction is much higher with the competitive fluid.
All this for
Bar oil.
You know? Wow.
Nobody does this.
Well, no, they don't, do they?
Yeah, no. But this is important so people can see that when we say it's an engineered product,
Yeah.
you really understand
Yeah.
what we go through.
Yeah.
And then plus we actually test it in saws, right? So we know what's happening. And that way there's correlation between what we're doing and what you're seeing when you're working.
Exactly. And that's why I go spouting off about it on my channel all the time. I guess.
Yeah. But this also will give your audience and of course yourself, right? It's
Sure.
like the proof's in the pudding. Like
Yeah.
you can see the difference. And again, it's not just one gotcha test.
No.
It's not Scotty got me on one test.
No.
Scotty got me on this one.
See,
he
he
got me
likes
on
that.
that one.
Scotty,
Scott,
you
dude,
got me.
I'm running with it.
He runs that. He's
Yeah.
gonna run that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, 3 years later, like if I'm not, it's like my boots and my saws and everything else. If it doesn't work for me at this point in my career, I just not.
Yeah.
You're not going to see it in the pickup. We're on these
Continuously. And then so again, the coefficient of friction is like we are so low compared to what arguably the industry believes is a great product.
Yeah.
Right? And so we can show with irrefutable evidence,
Yes.
not only in the lab, manufacturing, but you when you're using it.
Yeah.
Is this why it's better?
Yeah.
And so this is a divergence of not quite 50%. It's pretty close to 50%. I would say about 40% without
Sure.
strapping every number,
Yeah.
but you have 40% lower friction.
And it's even a smoother line.
Yeah,
Whereas
yeah.
this one's jumping a lot more.
I was sold at DeWalt, Scott, just so you know. Yeah. Yeah. No, that's amazing.
Cool.
Yeah, thank you guys for staying late.
Yeah, thank you.
Everyone, thank you all so much. Appreciate you guys. Yeah.
All right.
Good. Thank you,
No,
Scott.
I want to spend my Friday night. How about you?
What do you think of that, friends? Pretty wild, eh? So, friends, just on our end here, through this was a few cameras going. Please, once again, thank Scott at DGP for all of this. He's taken time. He even bought us a steak last night, friends. So please, from us, this channel, thanks Scott at DGP. And these guys, how can we shout these guys out? What's the name of the business?
Engineered lubricants.
Engineer Lubricants, right there. These guys, every person I met here was top notch. Thank you, buddy. Sincerely, appreciate you.
Thank you for coming.
You're welcome.